So, big news for Marvel Rivals. Now, this isn't 100% confirmed, but the Twitter user Miller Ross leaked the full roster from a data mining expedition through the game's files, saying there are 39 characters, which makes for an extra 14 characters from who's playable right now. Not to mention the Doctor Doom trailer from Comic-Con, making it 40. Whoa. In addition, there are 5 map locations they're adding, too. In case you haven't already seen it, I really recommend watching my first video on Marvel Rivals before this, so you can have all of the context. But for now, on with the video. So I'm gonna go over each character and what we know about them so far individually, but here I'm gonna list the ones we know of so far. So we're gonna get all 4 members of the Fantastic Four: Hawkeye, Cloak and Dagger, Ultron, Moon Knight, Squirrel Girl, Black Widow, Blade, Wolverine, and Iron Fist, which is Lin Lai Iron Fist, not Danny Rand. As for the maps, Ross said we're getting the Hydra Erebus base, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Clintar, the Empire of the Eternal Night, and Krakoa. Fortunately, not every single character has their model or even a splash art sprite released yet, so for now we're just talking about Hawkeye, Cloak and Dagger, Black Widow, kinda, more on that later, and Doctor Doom. Cloak and Dagger, I did not expect to be in Marvel Rivals. Their design here reminds me of their time in the Dark X-Men series, and their design and dynamic are just a 10 out of 10 every single time. There seems to be a lot more detail on both of their costumes and an added galaxy motif, which I really like here. Doctor Doom, his armor looks a lot like his appearance in the Ultimate Fantastic Four run from 2006. Fantastic Four is another group I'm just not really familiar with, so I had to do some research for Doctor Doom here, and I just really like to thank this page on Comics Archaeology I found, which I will link in the description. It goes through all 77 of Doctor Doom's armor sets individually, which just, oh my gosh. Hawkeye. I'm very glad I get to talk about Hawkeye's design here, because I get to bring up a point I really wanted to talk about in my previous video, but kind of skipped over. The one tiny issue I have with the art style / overall character design of Marvel Rivals is honestly an issue I have with most superhero designs in games, shows, toy lines, really anything. Why are all the men squares? Or at least they default to squares. Legitimately, I think this is because of shape language. Squares typically represent strong, solid characters, and all of these guys are like the mean guys. And their personalities fit that, sure. But I just think it's kind of funny. Most of them are incredibly similar body type wise. It's a bit of a nitpick. I just wanted to get it out there. If it were up to me, I'd give them all hourglass figures. I'd give them all beer guts. I'd give them all anything but the Dorito shoulder-waist ratio. So Black Widow has only been revealed so far as graffiti splash art, which I really like personally. The stylization of the anatomy is really neat, and I'm just a sucker for daikon legs and character designs. Since the game takes place in 2099, her outfit is a lot more futuristic, cyberpunky. Immediately I'm reminded of the 2021 run of Black Widow, where a major selling point is her tech advanced costume. She also has a huge sniper, which she's Widowmaker. So for the maps, some locations most maybe won't recognize are Clintar, which is the home of the symbiotes, by the way. Krakoa, the living island. Really don't have a lot of information about the locations, since the data on that is even less than what we know about the characters so far. So last section of the video, I want to say some stuff that I want to see in Marvel Rivals' future. Blade, dude, Blade. If you saw my last video on Rivals, you would know that Blade was one of my character predictions from the start. He's easily one of my favorite Marvel characters too. I fully intend to main him when the game releases for console, and I can't wait to see how his Daywalker powers are going to be incorporated as a game mechanic. Also interested to see their approach to power leveling, or just balancing a game that hosts characters like Hawkeye or Black Widow, who are essentially glorified FBI agents with little gods and a nexus being. I also heard Video Game Donkey say that playing as Spider-Man just feels like playing Spider-Man on PS5. And even though I'm not a huge Iron Fist fan, I know Lin Lai has a bit of a cult following online, and I'm just really happy for that group since he gets featured in almost nothing these days. Please let me know if you have anything else to say on the topic down in the comments. Also, consider maybe liking and subscribing. Have a nice day!